tool that can show you here that power 3 on. Okay, so the anatomy of a candle, like we've talked about that many times if you've been following me. So look, we look for a high, a low, and a close. Go here, king chart. Take everything off, move the drawings, and we'll put on a daily chart. What would that look like? So what will power hour look like today? Very rarely you will have a candle close at either the low of the day. Okay. If that happens, that's when I buy because the next day will be a 20% retracement of whatever that move is. Or they can even go back half the move of what they've done. Okay. So let's make this a big, big, big and offset it by 30. Okay. So just by looking at this candle right here, we can draw a fib from this high to this low, whatever that low may be. And we can figure out where 30 and 20% retracement levels are. Okay. So whatever happens with this low, I expect price to close around 20,400. Now let's add where the previous day low is. Technically, if this is going to be the low of the day, we could see price move back to this level here and close here. Because what you normally would see is the second day also, so you know what the previous day looked like. See, whenever we make a high, it retraces back 20% of it sometimes. Unless, like, smart money is trying to get, like, higher positions to short or something. So let's grab this range right here. There it is. Reverse. I think, Corey, you asked me, they didn't close at 20% or didn't drop down. Well, the first thing what they did the next day or right after the futures opened was retrace back to those levels, right? So getting all kinds of alerts. Give me 1 second. I think ES made a new low. Let me just check real quick. Yes, they did. So you see, ES is taking out that sell side that I was referring to. Already by looking at this, the draw on liquidity is over here. The leading range low on this side. But let's see, maybe they will bounce from here. But what you want to see from here on is a continuation sweep where you take out these guys from here. And we can move the goalpost down. Maybe it's right here. These are going to be an ugly, ugly hour. NASDAQ is holding up, but they will get dragged down at some point. Let's watch. Is everything clear for you guys so far? Do you have any questions? Some mumbo jumbo I might be talking about. Okay, so when it comes to the anatomy of a candle, you have an open. Let's pretend this is a bullish candle. Okay, you have a manipulation leg down, expansion, and then a close. Well, you can even calculate how far they can manipulate down in that sense. Okay. So what does this look like in the entire move? It's like this. So they will close always between the 20-30% in this zone most of the time. Sure, they can stay at the top, but sometimes, but then a lot of times it's like an easy short scalp back to that level the next day. They can even drop down to the 50% and it still be bullish or bounce from there like that and then close. Then have that whipsaw action. That's why I have those pips always on. Let's see. Sweep it. Do you guys hear those sirens? Just so I know how much background noise there is. Okay. Okay. Some other things to keep track of because like what I just showed you on, for example, a daily chart or what a candle looks like. Um, I work with the power of three. So whenever we're following into a trend or something like that, for me, it's quite simple. For tomorrow, what I'm going to do is keep track of this range, and I'm going to have my premium and discount levels. You can draw an optimal trade entry based on what we have right here. However, I wouldn't count on it in that sense because um, text one, yeah. Like if we're really bearish, we won't have to trade back up to this zone right here. So we're gonna have to look at this open right here and see if we have an order block that is going to block us from reaching up further. But premium is basically the range that we've had and the midpoint of it. So when you're looking for shorts to take the next day, you would look for either a session premium, which is an Asia session, or a midnight open, anything above the midnight open, or on the previous day range, the mid or above it. Now, in this case, like we have a higher time frame narrative that we could still go to the all-time highs on Nasdaq, right? It's also earning seasons, and if people missed out on this move, and the smart money is just finding a way to get in. And yeah, we're just gonna have to wait to see when these guys get swept to see what happens from there. Just a little bit more room to go. And that's what I posted in the Discord earlier. I think these levels that I was watching. Is it 314? Or did I delete it? Yeah, 314 sell side. Yeah. Let me see. Any of you have any questions? So you get your premium and discount zones fit on a 1 hour candle. Yeah, you could use them on a 1 hour. Like every candle has its premium and discount zones, right? And that's the difficult part sometimes about it into interpreting these lower time frames because like we keep trading into a premium, but like I also take the wicks into account because like if I'm bearish or something like that, and like you're scalping something, you could also look at wicks, 50% of the wicks right here, and you make that white so you can see it, and you can see that this one traded right into it and then drops. No. Um, what is premium discount in that sense? Whenever you have, like, let's say a swing right here. This is a clear swing. See how we're trading to the 50% mark of it? And then we drop. Now, if we get this swing right here, see that? This swing, 50, drop. Does it make sense what I'm trying to show you by any chance? Or is it like really mumbo jumbo, sort of? See that? This swing right here, 50%, drop. Okay. Now, we're not having it here at the moment, I think. Yeah, well, sort of. So you see how that practically works until it doesn't? Now, it also works the other way around, when we're bullish. And it's tricky because, like, when is the right context to get in? Because, like, you see, you have a swing low and a swing high. If you're looking to long, you wait for discount. So, like, even if you were wrong on this, you still got plenty of points out of it. And that's why my goal is just to grab 20 points and be done with it. Like, lower your expectations. Like, this gives you exactly 20 points. See that? Not once, two times. Now, if you want to buy a deeper discount, you could also do it. Now, let's say this was you were bullish and you're just waiting for a good discount to buy. Okay. And you just bought the OTE on the first touch right here. Set your limit order here. Okay. Your stop is right here. Trade would look like this. Can it fill? Yeah, sure it can. But, will it? I mean, if you're getting 33 points out of this, why not? You know, just retargeting these highs up here. Okay, get out 20 points. You can narrow your stops even further by just using these. Well, next to that, what was right here? The fair value gap. Why it's one? Because we broke out of it. So you see how we were respecting the mid of that fair value gap with the bodies? Way to do the damage. But, like, even if you would have bought it here, okay, your stop would have had to be a tick below here. Let's see. Did we sweep it? Yeah. No, that's good. This is what we like to see. What time is it? 9 o'clock. Okay. So, since we made a new low, let's just create a plan on where we can retrace to. Take the other candles off. This shit here. Take all that crap off. I'll take that buy side. No, I'm gonna leave that one. Okay. What I'm not liking is that I'm not seeing bearish fair value gaps overlapping these lows. So it looks like they're rebalancing and continuing with the selling. So there's no potential reversal reference point for me to work with at the moment. So I do not expect price to retrace up at the moment. But like I said, I posted there, I was looking for them to press it down into the close. And then where you could buy it up for Asia and maybe London and then sell it down again. Now look here, we're getting a bearish fair value gap here. We need to be watch very closely what will happen here. I expect price to trade back into this at some point. And let's just draw a quick premium discount on that. Okay, you see how this 50% mark is already showing us. If let's say you wanted to join the trend and it's creating a swing low, this is your place to add your shorts, however low we may go. So this move needs to be completed. So on the first green candle or reversal candle, we'll start looking for that to form. So let's say if I wanted to scalp long, I would definitely not pick the bottom here or something like that, but I would use this fair value gap here as my primary target. First of all, the way that it's moving now, it's like a mechanical move here. So they're like really shoving it down to get an objective done. So the way, by the looks of this, it looks like we're gonna get a potential Tuesday low. Which is good for the rest of the week, I guess. Very mechanical. These are just algorithms. And see all these imbalances right here, it's just going to cascade at some point. Just like how we had them on the upside. See how they're also doing it on the bear side at the moment. So if they leave these behind the way they are at the moment, this is just going to need rebalancing. And let's see what the premium discount levels are. See, this one lines up with an optimal trade entry for now. So I look for price to revert back up, but let's just drop down to a lower time frame and we'll see if we can get an inversion to become support. I'm not expecting that to occur now because no reason for them to do it at the moment. As you can see on the 15-second chart how we keep trading back into these fair value gaps and retesting and then set it back down. See how they get created? And then poof, they go back down. How it's done. There you go. And this is what I mean. Now they've been rebalanced. And you see how they traded back into the premium really quickly. Is that clear for you guys that what I tried to explain? Good. Now it's becoming really interesting for me in that sense. We're going to have to see how we're going to behave around this. What I like to see on these 15-second charts is for them to scoop price down really aggressively down into these fair value gaps. And like when you're aggressive, let's just try this out on paper for a minute. So is it connected? Let's pretend we bought here. One, go right here. So let your stop right here. When aggressive, you can leave your stop right here. Sure, it can fail, but you see, when you're getting those 20 points, and as soon as it goes in your favor, just raise your stop. You know, typically I would like add like a 3 lot or 4 lot and I would have scaled right here because you see all they're doing right now is taking out these stops right here. But nevertheless, like you take 3 points out and it's a win, right? Um, the trend is still up. There's no reason for me to shut it down. But the only issue is that this was your premium zone because it was an optimal trade entry for your short for a continuation move down. But I think this could be it. We're going to reverse this. And then if you drop down to a 1 minute chart, you want to see the same thing, except it takes longer to unfold. So we have this bearish fair value gap right here. And right, this one that we drew out earlier, you want to see body closures above it. And then you can use them as potential support zones to trade off. Okay. I think we have a green one right here. This one's untouched. Let's make this one green. You always get an entry, even though it looks like you've missed it on these lower time frames. Okay, so we're going to put in a buy order in here and just wait and let it come to us. We just stop right here. Now, I wouldn't take this because of the time of day, fortunately, because what I would like to see personally is, like I said, I want to sell them down into the close, but this is just showing you what is premium, what is discount, and how's price interacting with it, and when did the market structure shift in that sense on the lower time frames. I didn't get filled. Let's say I got filled on it. I'll leave the stop here. Like this is your optimal trade entry zone in that sense. And it runs all the way through here. And we'll target those highs up here. But I expect this to fill, by the way. So I'd like to see a lower low. I'm more of the camp where they will continue down further and really like trap everyone and then bump it up into the Asian session. But we'll see how this works out. It's a good try. Not all OTEs, by the way, will work in that sense. It's the higher time frame context that's leading in that sense. And if you manage your risk accordingly and you keep doing the same thing, you'll be right more than wrong. So the problem is that a lot of people just give up and in a loss, and then they don't recover from them because they give up. Now, technically, I needed to put my order right here on this level, and I just moved it up. But you see how the first reaction off of it is always quite okay in that sense, where you could leave like your stops really tightly underneath. I need to respect the mid of this wick. Let me take these things off for a minute so we can have clean charts. So you can see what is happening with those fair value gaps. This is that inversion fair value gap. And if you're aggressive, you can leave your stop right underneath there if it goes against you, if it's less risk you want to take. Because technically, the body should be respecting the upper portion of this. Now, in this case, we got stopped out. That is fine. We were expecting that, weren't we? But if you want to put on more risk, you can leave it just below here. And the trade would have still worked out fine, I think. But we'll see. I do this by naked eye in that sense. I'm drawing these out for you guys because, like, for it to be like really strong, you want to see it making new highs and preferably close above like whatever swing there was. So for a quality long, you want to see it really like close bodies above where they started to break down. Okay. And this is your breakaway gap right here, which was also that short entry, what I told you earlier about. And with the bias that we should continue lower into the close, right? So now I do not know what those algos will do at in the last 10 minutes. So you have to be very cautious into continuing holding this overnight. It's not something I would do. And we'll come back to that story of where we have the daily close or the daily candle right here. And let's just draw that back up from the high to the low, where the 20% retracement level is, which is 20,344. However low we go, we'll move the goalpost, right? Since we have this low right here, so we'll see. But if we close here, for me, that's not a good sign for bulls, let's say, for the time being, because we'll probably get another leg down, but you'll see us trade back up into premium in the Asian session, potentially continue to move down. Let's see. If you wanted to swing positions overnight, would you use 4-hour candles or longer candles? Well, first of all, let me be clear about something. I don't trade overnight often. I like on these sell down days. It depends how we close. If they like really press it down after the close, after cash has closed, I mean, I will buy that at the end of the Globex session. Okay, so let's say they close it at 3 p.m. At a low, and then after the close, they continue to press it down. That's a mechanical move for me that I would buy into for the Asian session, and you get some nice returns from that. But that happens maybe once a month, maybe twice a month, or something like that. So let's see. See, it was paper trading, the Hang Seng. Same idea, I think. I tried. I don't know what this is. Oh, yeah, here. Does it help? Let's have a look real quick on other markets. Yes. Yes is about to sweep the previous day low, I see. Well, that was a draw liquidity. I don't know why I drew that line there. I didn't know the low from the previous day was here. 58.60. Ah, right here. So Nasdaq is weaker than ES still. Take this shit off because I don't want those labels on my chart. So you see, there's still no power. No buyers are participating. So any move up, you can treat it as a rip to sell. It's just might park it here. Let me look real quick on my chart. What else do we have? I think we have an order block also on the higher time frame somewhere here. Now, when I look for these optimal trade entries, I like to have an overlapping bearish fair value gap with them. So we have one here, but like we're in such discount at the moment, it's not, I wouldn't even consider going short. You're better off looking for long. But if you would, your stop would be here, right above this high, which I don't favor at all. If we close above here with a body in 15 seconds, preferably you want to see them taking out these highs, create a fair value gap, then we would look to trade back in, and that can also be your long. Then again, it's like we're keeping track of that 20% retracement level of the daily candle, right? We were talking about this long right here. It is your OTE did not get respected, but your stop would have been still good. Has to fit your risk appetite. And now we're closing above here with a body. I want this 1 minute candle to close and create another bullish fair value gap. But you want them to close above this high. There you go. Well, you should get accepted back into this range. But remember, this is your primary target. Any questions? If it goes above prior body low, then the price target would be the equal high on the daily. If we close above prior body low. You mean on the daily chart, optimize? Let me put another daily candle here. I mean, if you close here at 432, well, I'm not even looking at that at the moment because, like, first let's see where they close out. This is your premium level right here, that wick on the daily chart. So, you can expect them to trade back, but it's also a place where you can look for rejections, right? So, because technically, how do I say this? Look, this is the highest up close candle that is here right now at the moment. Okay, I think. Let me have a look at another day. Yeah. Okay. So, if we move away far enough from this, then this can qualify as an order block on a daily. So you can keep track of that level because I'm sure we will go back and test it, but also keep track of your premium levels because like we can go a little bit above it in that sense, but also keep track of that wick that is on the previous day. Okay. Is that clear? Oh, yes. Okay, let me have a look. Take that one off. It's not necessary. It's not respecting it. So I don't know. I just don't like that they didn't take out that low. Ooh. Okay. That is good to see. And you know, let's just keep it on closures. And like, you can draw the consequent encouragements also on the wicks on the daily count. Like ES is respecting it now. There's just so much to keep track of, but just keep it simple. That's divergence, peekaboo. I mean, they'll take them out at some point. My power of three indicator is a paid indicator. Yes, it is. But you have a free one um, that is available, and it's called Higher Time Frame Power of Three by 2 degrees. And there's a free one also available, and that one is called Higher Time Frame Candles by Fadi. And that's all you need. You don't need to pay anything. It's available. And that one will draw out. Like I can't work with that one because like it's just too much shit. But it does give you a nice overview on what each time frame is doing. So you've got the 5 minute, the 50 minute, the 1 hour, and the 4 hour. And the good part about this one is that you're able to um, make these wicks white and the wicks a little better, and the fair value gaps, for example, yellow, and we'll make the imbalances red. So it would look like something like this. Now, what is important, how can you use this to your advantage? Is like, for example, if you're trading on a 1 minute or a 15-second chart, at all times you'll have on one chart, you'll be able to see the different fair value gaps that are available. The only thing you have to keep in mind is that you don't mix up all these different charts. So you can see that all we're doing really is trading into a bearish 5 minute fair value gap here on ES, which is your discount zone, right? Your premium zone, sorry. From this swing high to here. See that? For continuation with that. Now, this is the tricky part. On the 15-minute chart, you have fair value gap right here. Even though in the 5 minute we rejected that one, you'd also expect price to trade back into a 50-minute fair value gap to continue down. The same would go for, which one is that one? 1 hour. Well, actually, the hourly you won't know for another 30 minutes. Okay. But it's a good way to do it. I would say, like, put it in market replay and see how it interacts on the multiple time frames, where you'll be able to see how all these different candles work and they interact with each other. because something on the 5 minute might look very bearish, while or the opposite, or bullish, while it's actually bearish. Go back to Nasdaq real quick. Like I said, we keep moving the goalposts. If we get lower lows at the close, we'll keep track of that 20% level, like I told you. It depends on how far we go. You guys have any questions? Is the price is already at 180 or yes, do you expect it to go much lower? Oh yeah, well, ES didn't take out the previous day low, right? So that's the bias to draw liquidity. Like for quality longs, you really want them to sweep and preferably do it in sync with each other. But as you can see, ES a bit stronger than Nasdaq. And the Russell's outperforming everything, right? So there's some type of rotation happening, I guess. And they are selling it down, but let's have a look. So green on the day, it's insane. What the fuck? For the Russell, a target of 2305 still open. Sort of looks like Bitcoin. Thing is that you can't, yeah, was able to stand the heat. Like talking about rug pulls. On the daily chart on Nasdaq, we're gonna keep track of this up right. Someone really wants to get in. By the way, on Nasdaq, there is 203 is the next area that we want to keep track of. Oh, looks I'm gonna get my pressure down, right? So you see how this is the same type of behavior that we're seeing here. Keep creating and pressing your fair value gaps. Same, you can expect the same type of price action occurring soon. I'm just gonna have a look at one thing real quick. Take a look. I think I need to get my shopping list ready. I'm gonna remove everything off of here. Yes, just took up previous day low. And things should start turning back up, I think. Have a look. I didn't really take it out. Tagged it. The NASDAQ. See if we're getting the reversal again. Move our low posts. Here. So this will be normal retracement back for close if this is going to be the low. Let's have a quick look at viewer 0-day trader. Things could accelerate a little bit. That it's following this line is by coincidence. Okay. Look, these reversal setups. See, we're breaking these structures. Then again, boom, you buy these fair value gaps. Where did it go to? Got these equal highs right here. See that? This is just like typical for it to move. Put a fair value gap indicator on so you can see what it's doing. So this is your first 15-minute fair value gap right here. That would be your draw on liquidity. And these are all order blocks right here, right? Break above, retest these highs. You see that? Same here, fair value gap. Now these are all left naked. Expect price to rebalance them out again, but now if you wanted an entry in this, same story. See if we have draw on liquidity. Where's discount? See these vertical moves, you wait for it to come back into the discount zone. This is your midpoint right here. If you guys have any questions, would like me to cover anything? No. What I also like to do in the mornings, and I check the option flows, what's been happening on all these up days, is you see these weird strike prices get placed. And today that did not happen for the first time in a very long time. Well, the close is going to tell me the story, right? The body. Unfortunately, I won't see the body until I'm asleep or when I wake up in the morning. But whatever happens, I look for it to trade back into premium at some point. And for the weekly, yeah, it's to get a weekly bias, you need weekly closures. And we'll take it day by day. Because if we close below the previous day low, that's going to be a story for me um, in changing my bias to look for lower prices. Simple as that. Where was the previous day low on Nasdaq? Right here, right? So they need to get like do a lot of work. Really start getting above here. Change my tune to work out all these imbalances right here. But we shall see. Like I said, what I prefer to see is them selling it into the close and really like press it down and get everyone trapped where we could mean revert it back up. Let me have a look real quick what ES is doing.